look at interdisciplinary studies programs across the country, you find that it's been a tremendous explosion in the number of programs, graduate and undergraduate, that have taken on this concept or this tone of interdisciplinarity, of taking one or more actual disciplines and combining them, or of picking and choosing courses across a whole breadth of disciplines and combining them into some custom designed program. ASU is pretty lucky in that we're one of the first undergraduate programs in interdisciplinarity. You'll get an opportunity as one of your web assignments to go and peruse interdisciplinary studies programs across the country. And I think most of you will be amazed at the number and the variety of different kinds of programs that are available. Because of that, everybody seems like has a different definition of what interdisciplinary studies programs should do and what value they serve at the undergraduate and at the graduate level. That makes for a pretty exciting environment because whenever you have controversy and different people, not necessarily agreeing about things, makes for a lot of fun and a lot of opportunity to think critically for yourself in terms of what you think might hold the most truth. When you start thinking about learning across disciplines, it implies a different set of learning skills, different set of motivations, a different set of objectives, a different set of strategies. We'll spend time talking about strategies that you use to learn more effectively regardless of what discipline you're involved in, domain general types of strategies. The goal of these BIS courses is not to throw a bunch of superfluous information at you, which you may have experienced in some other class that you've taken. It goes in one ear and out the other. The goal of these courses in a most fundamental way is to give you some tools and some techniques and some skills that will help you modify the way in which you interact and behave. To A, help you understand a little more about learning across disciplines, and to B, help you understand a little bit more about how to interact in an interdisciplinary environment. When you get out in the workforce, you're probably not going to be working with a lot of like-minded people. You're going to be working with people with different backgrounds, different types of experience, different goals. Okay? So the core programs allow you to integrate and learn some of the skills that you need in order to be a little more effective at that kind of human interaction. Maybe some of the questions that are formulating in your head now are, okay, well, what are some of these things that we're going to be learning and why is it important? Pretty extensive study that was done amongst top leaders in organizations, asking them questions like, what's missing in college graduates today? And the answers to those questions are so great for us because the answers to those questions are the reasons why an interdisciplinary studies program exists in the first place. What's missing in college graduates today that are coming to work for the first time in the real world? Number one, believe it or not, communication skills, the ability to write effectively and concisely, the ability to speak well in front of others, as well as the ability to facilitate group dialogue and group conversation in an effective manner that brings out people's ideas. Those are some things we'll be working on this semester. Number two, cross-functional interdisciplinary methods. The working world of the 21st century is changing and changing quickly. Flexibility is something that people really need. Beyond that, how do I learn effectively to operate in a number of different contexts? How can I wear all these different hats that I'm supposed to wear most effectively? A number of you are interested in starting your own businesses. As someone who's had several businesses and done well with a couple of them, I can tell you that is the perfect opportunity to wear many, many, many hats. So the question becomes, how do I put on these different interdisciplinary hats and be effective in each of those roles? That's a lot of what you'll address in this program. Number three, team-oriented skills. How do I work well and accomplish strategic objectives as part of a team? Second to the last one was intercultural awareness and sensitivity. That's pretty obvious that managers and organizations would list that as something that's important, but surprising that they're perceiving that as a weakness in many college students. Coming out of narrowly focused programs, maybe that's something that you don't get as much exposure to. And then finally, lifelong learning skills. Well, God, certain fields especially. You imagine if you're a computer programmer, right, which my wife is. And her field reinvents itself about every 18 months to every couple of years. New languages, new software, new databases, right? So the ability to learn effectively throughout your life, in fact, to integrate learning into your plan for just being, to actually get excited about it and to enjoy the process as opposed to some destination like getting a degree is really a great set of skills to develop. So I thought I'd share that with you initially because it ties in a lot to the topics that we're going to be talking about.